By the end of this video, you are going to know the exact routine that you need to follow to become proud within your body, to feel confident within your own skin, to be energized, productive, and an all-round successful human being. This is an insight into my exact routine. This is my day-to-day, and it has never failed me. I'm a very active person. I would say I exercise 6 out of 7 days of the week. I eat nutritious foods. I really take care of what I put into my body so I can stay in shape and look and feel my best. Ultimately, this routine allows me to do a lot of self-development and personal work, a lot of education as well, so that I'm always developing myself and not just staying stuck in life, that I'm becoming more successful and improving my physique whilst I'm at it. So this is how my day starts. I wake up at 5 a.m. Why 5 a.m.? Well, I don't need to wake up at 5 a.m., but I choose to. The earlier that you wake up, the longer you have in the day to move the needle forwards with being successful in whatever your personal goals are. But also waking up early means that you are undisturbed typically for a few hours before the world starts to wake up. And it means that you can get more done. The more that you can get done, the faster you move forwards in life. I will listen to a guided meditation first thing. No scrolling on my phone, no going on social media. The only app that I open at this point in time is the Waking Up app by Sam Harris, which is a guided meditation app. The reason why I meditate is because it is essentially teaching your mind discipline. You teach the mind how to acknowledge a thought, but not to entertain it. We have hundreds of thousands of thoughts pop up in our brain every single day, and we can choose the ones that we give our attention to. But with meditation, if you choose not to give your attention to any thoughts and just to acknowledge them, you can imagine it like, seeing a cloud pop up in the sky and just watching the cloud pass, knowing it's there, but not actually choosing to stare and look into it in depth. The reason why that's important is because you can connect with your breath, focus on your breathing as a bit of an anchor point to ignore those thoughts. And then if you are having a stressful time, perhaps later on in the day, if you're feeling lots of heightened negative emotion, or if you just feel like you want a moment of peace and calm, being able to connect with your breath and not be able to have to give into those thoughts, it's incredibly peaceful. And many successful entrepreneurs, business owners, and just amazing people within this world swear by meditation as the thing that keeps them grounded and much calmer humans. And if you're a calmer human, you can tend to navigate through life in a way that is a whole lot more enjoyable. So meditation is very important to me, and I will meditate every single morning. After I've meditated, I immediately will go into the bathroom and I will step into a freezing cold shower. This is only something that I've added into my routine over the past few months. And the reason why is because, firstly, I learned a lot about the positive benefits of cold exposure. There are many cold shower benefits, such as improved circulation. It can boost metabolism, aid muscle recovery. It increases your alertness, which is particularly important for that time in the morning. And it can definitely enhance your resilience. Enhancing resilience was one of the most important things for me, because if you do something that you don't like or that you find difficult or challenging every single day, ultimately it builds your character and it builds your ability to do hard things. So first thing in the morning, if I wake up, I've meditated, and I step into a freezing cold shower, it's going to shock me into feeling awake. But also, within the first 20 minutes of my day, I have done something unpleasant. And doing something unpleasant then means if there's other unpleasant things that come my way for the rest of the day, I'm already well equipped and attuned to dealing with it. So increasing your resilience through something like cold water exposure is an amazing thing that you can do. And it's such a simple trick. You can start off with literally being in the shower and just changing it to go to cold for a few seconds and then stepping out, and over time building up that time spent in the cold shower. Just don't overdo it, because, you don't want to give yourself hypothermia first thing to start with in the day. After I have had my cold shower, I will then go and drink my electrolytes, and I will have a protein coffee. Electrolytes are the salts that you need to rehydrate appropriately. Water alone does just not fully hydrate you. So having some electrolytes dissolved in some water is a great way to rehydrate first thing in the morning. Obviously, if you haven't drank anything throughout the night, you're going to be waking up a little bit dehydrated. Then my protein coffee is some soy milk with some protein powder that I'll put into my milk frother. I will use a decaf pod for my coffee, just because I don't want to utilize caffeine that early in the morning. I would rather use it later on in the day. pre-training or when I perhaps need a little bit more alertness. First thing in the morning, if I have caffeine there and then keep drinking caffeine for the rest of the day, you do almost like hit a bit of a plateau with the effect that caffeine will have. It's almost like a bell curve. Like you'll get to the point where you're kind of saturated and you're having the benefits of caffeine, and then it will start to reduce as you've over caffeinated. So for me, I like to use caffeine when I need it. So why the protein coffee? Well, Dr. Stacey Sims has emphasized that for women in particular, protein intake upon wake is crucial because it kickstarts muscle protein synthesis, preventing muscle breakdown, and it also helps to stabilize your blood sugar levels. Overnight, the body needs protein to support muscle growth and repair. And for women, as they age or as they get older, that is something that will decline because of their decrease in muscle mass. So consuming protein first thing in the morning will help that, but it also helps to regulate hormones such as cortisol and insulin. This means that you'll promote better energy levels and you'll support your metabolism a little bit more throughout the day. So I quite like to have a protein coffee first thing in the morning. It also gives a bit of a placebo effect of making me feel a little bit more awake. Even though it's a decaf capsule, I still feel like I'm drinking coffee, and therefore that placebo effect is quite nice because again, it helps to increase alertness. Once I have had my protein coffee and hydrated, I will immediately begin working. So why work first thing in the morning upon wake? One of the beneficial reasons that you would want to start doing work first thing in the morning, very, very soon after you've woken up, is because you would be working in the presence of theta brainwaves, which are dominant in the early hours after wake. These waves enhance productivity, creativity, problem solving, deeper focus, and it allows for slightly more productive and insightful work before you transition into the beta state, which is where you have a little bit more alertness and critical thinking. And I don't only choose to work first thing in the morning, but I also choose to work and listen to binaural beats. If you haven't heard of binaural beats, these are beats or two different types of beats that go into either ear. And what it does is it enhances your focus because it influences your brain wave pattern ever so slightly. So binaural beats in the beta or the gamma range can help to promote concentration, a little bit more alertness, cognitive processing, helps you stay focused and engaged in tasks. It can also have an effect of reducing some stress. So if you haven't tried this before, first thing in the morning, wake up, put some noise cancelling headphones on and listen to some binaural beats, and you will likely find that you feel very calm, and that when you try to focus, that it seems like you're kind of entering a little bit of a new realm of focus, and that it is definitely something to support your productivity. Once I have done 2 to 3 hours of deep work, at that point, it is time for me to go and get some steps and sunlight. Andrew Huberman emphasizes that getting morning sunlight is really important to enhancing and regulating your circadian rhythm, boosting your mood, your energy, your alertness, and exposure to natural light early in the day will increase cortisol levels, which is a good thing because it promotes wakefulness and it helps to regulate your melatonin production for better sleep at night. It will also support your mental well-being and your physical health. Going out to get steps, look around nature, breathe some fresh air is only a positive thing. So I will go and get my steps in. I'll go and treat myself at that point to a fully caffeinated coffee as well, and maybe do any other errands that I might need to. If I have to go to the store, maybe pick up some food for meal prep later on in the day or what I'm going to be eating, I will also do that. So that's a little bit of a break. And again, it allows me to just boost my alertness and my energy levels by then going and getting my caffeinated drink. When I get home, I will make it a very intentional thing that before I carry on with work for the rest of the day, that I will journal. Journaling is an incredibly powerful tool because it allows you to check in with yourself and see how you're feeling emotionally. It allows you to reflect on what has been going well, what's not going so well, to set your intentions for how you wish the day to go. So I have a very simple framework for how I set out my journal. Firstly, I will do a vibe check. I'll ask myself, how are you feeling today? What emotions are you feeling? What's coming up in your body? And that will be different every single day. But the reason why I do this proactively is for sometimes when I need to do it reactively, I'm already familiar with assessing how I feel. Because when you know how you feel, you'll be in a much better position to do the steps required to improve that or enhance it where necessary. I'll do the vibe check and then I'll assess how yesterday was. What was my highlight from yesterday? What went really well? Then I'll reflect on what did I learn? What didn't go so well? What could I improve on? Or what was just a new thing that I learned yesterday? Then I will practice gratitude. Gratitude practice is one of the fastest, most easy and simple ways to get yourself into a positive mental headspace, because it's amazing how many things you could be grateful for. I reckon if I sat down and just was writing what I was grateful for, I could probably write for 24 hours without stopping, because there's that many things that you can find gratitude for. I will then ask myself, what would make the rest of the day great? What do I want to happen in the day? What do I want to do or achieve in the day that would make the day great? And that's where I'm setting my intentions. I'm saying to myself, if by the end of the day this has happened, I'm going to be so happy. And therefore, I'm already engineering my brain to start to take the actions in line or that are required for that thing to become true. To reinforce this even further, I will write an affirmation, and that affirmation will often be connected to what would make the day great. Let's say, for instance, what would make the day great is me recording this YouTube video to tell you guys about this freaking phenomenal routine that is going to change your life forever. That's what would make the day great. What affirmation can I say to myself about that? Well, I can say, I am a highly educated woman who is here to serve others, and I'm ready to share my gift with the world. Right? So me talking to myself in that positive way allows me to go about even more confidently doing the task that I set out to do that I know would make that day great. And then finally, I will manifest and I'll write something in the present tense as if it's already happened. So I could write, for instance, about this YouTube video, I am so over the moon and so pleased and proud of myself that recording this video about how to create the perfect routine has had over 100,000 views, and it has been able to help so many people in this world. Because I'm writing it as if it's already happened. And therefore, it means that the actions that I will take will likely be those aligned with that dream or vision coming true. So we have then transitioned ourselves to such a positive mental space. We've set our intentions and we know that we're going to go through the day leading with success in our mind. Before I go and hit the gym at this point in the day, I would have already had my breakfast. I've had my caffeine. I've hydrated. I've got really important things out of the way. Before I go and train, if there is any type of meal prep or preparation that I need to do to make the rest of the day a little bit easier, maybe it's laying my clothes out, what I'm going to get dressed into after I've come home from the gym. If there's anything that might make my day a little bit less full of friction, I would do it at that point. So on the day that I was filming, it was a Wednesday. I meal prep on a Wednesday morning and on a Sunday morning. So I meal prepped for the next few days before I went to the gym and had a really good workout. Obviously, every single time I go to the gym, I've got a plan. I know exactly what I'm doing. And if you guys ever need any support with training plans, then just to drop me a message on Instagram and I'm more than happy to help give you a workout plan. When I get home after my training session, I will do light work or creative work. So this is things like calls. This is things like having conversations with potential new clients, catching up with current clients, whether it's talking about different projects where we might be developing the business, working with other contractors, how we can develop Team CBM even further. So it's things that require less deep focus and maybe a little bit more spontaneity, creativity, and just fun conversation, because it's harder to do deeper focus later on in the day, but these tasks are a little bit easier. Even things like content editing. In the evening, I will then either go for a walk, I'll go for a yoga class, just so that I can wind down and chill myself out, take a step away from electronics before I then decide to wind down, get to bed between 9 and 10, so I can guarantee that I'm getting that good quality 7 to 8 hours sleep. And that is it, guys. That is my exact routine that allows me to nail all domains of my life with great success. And if you would like help on creating a routine just like this, but tailored towards your life priorities. So to know how to properly stack your fitness goals, your life responsibilities, work, all the other elements that you will be thinking about in the Jenga of creating a routine. If you want to know exactly how you take those elements and fit it together into a perfect routine that's going to allow you to be successful, then what I want you to do is go and check the description box below, because I have linked my guide so that you can create the most perfect routine for you to ensure that you are successful. If you have enjoyed this video, guys, please drop a like. And if you are not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. I will catch you in the next one. Much love.